What's up everyone, welcome back. So I had a recent question related with soil mix turning compact. So the question was, should we change if the soil mix is compact? Yes, please do change the soil mix. The soil mix should not turn compact at any point. It has to be loose, porous and well draining. Here there was a soil that I was experimenting with. This is a new garden soil. I had put water and I had kept it to dry, and you can see it is completely compact, and I cannot use this soil in my succulent soil mix. It is extremely dangerous to use such type of compact soil for any plants, not only for succulents but for any plants. Now I'm also going to do a water test and going to show you. I have already watered once, let it dry, it turned very compact, and now when I have watered it, you can see it is extremely compact, due to which the water is not draining out from this soil mix. This is extremely dangerous, especially if your succulents are out there in the open. Like for myself, my succulents are in the open on the terrace and it tends to rain, and if there is a situation like this, my succulent is 100% going to rot because the water is going to stay in the pot. So you have to be extremely careful. Even at some point your soil turns compact, you have to change it. You cannot let your succulent stay in that same soil mix. This is the reason why I had mentioned this earlier as well. Always do a soil test method before you put your succulent into the pot. This can save you the hassle of repotting again and again, because every time you are going to repot your succulent on a regular basis, not only the succulent will start to have growth issues, it will even have a higher chance of getting rotted or even dying off from that shock. So you have to be extremely careful. Here, as you can see, it has been quite some time that I've added water into this pot, but not a single drop of water has started to pass from the drain hole. This is a very long time for the water to sit in the pot, especially if it's raining continuously and you have a soil mix like this. 101% your succulent will rot. So let me check, and I do see now the water is starting to pass through the drain hole, but it is extremely slow. You cannot afford to have your succulent in a soil mix like this, especially if it's out in the rain. 101% your succulent will rot, so you have to be extremely careful. Now probably this is new soil, that is why it has a very high amount of clay content in it, and that's why it is so sticky and it is very difficult to drain out that water. I have already filtered out the fine dust, but still it has turned compact, probably because the clay content is very high in this. I will have to do something about it, but that soil is definitely not going in my soil mix. Now this is my soil mix, which I usually tend to use for my succulents. You can see how easily it moves with a single touch. The soil has to be extremely free flowing. With the slightest touch, the soil should move. It should be very grainy. So this is a kind of soil mix that is going to work out really well. Even if this succulent is out in the rain, it's not going to have much of an issue. Of course, we shouldn't keep our succulents out in the rain, but let's say you have forgotten your succulent out in the rain. Maybe 1, 2 or maybe even 3 rains is not going to damage this succulent, because the soil is very loose, very porous, and I'm going to water and show you how quickly the water starts to pass through the drain hole. The soil is a little bit dry, so it's taking a while. So you can see the soil has soaked up the water, and immediately the water starts to flow out from the pot. So this is exactly how your succulent soil should be. It should be extremely well draining, low in nutrients, very gritty, very grainy, and the excess water should drain out. You can see the other pot. The water is just like how I'd added it. Not even a single drop of water is draining out. But on the other hand, our regular soil mix, which we use for our succulents, has drained out all the water, and the soil is barely wet, but all the excess water has drained out. And you can see this clay soil is turning very compact. It might look like it's dry, but if I'm going to squeeze, there is a lot of water that it is holding up. And right now it looks like it's very soft, but once it dries, it's going to turn completely rock hard. And over here, as you can see, our soil is very loose, very porous. You can see how grainy it is. The soil is not sticking together. It falls apart because it's very grainy. So this is the type of soil mix that you need to have. That is the reason why I have mentioned this earlier as well. You have to do a soil test. It takes about 1 to 2 weeks to understand how your soil has turned out to be. And then once you are happy with the soil mix, then you transfer your newly purchased succulent or the succulent that you want to repot. You can go ahead and put your succulent into it. And as you can see, I'm again watering it to show you that how easily the water starts to drain out from the pot. It just moistened the soil, it just wet the soil, and that excess water has drained out, especially if it is raining continuously, and if the rainwater is falling into the pot in such a soil mix, the water is not going to pool in, or it's not going to stay stagnant. The excess water is going to drain out. So even if you have left your succulent out accidentally in rain, our regular succulent soil mix is not going to have any issue, but this kind of soil mix will definitely give you a problem. Most probably a week or so, if your succulent is in a soil mix like this, and if it's out in the rain, within a week your succulent will definitely rot. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.